Hey guys, Andy here. I've had a Xiaomi Mi Band for quite some time, but I was quite interested when I saw they brought out a second version which has a small digital display on it. So I've picked this one up from Gearbest for around about £25. You can get it from Amazon, I think I'll leave a link down below. Please use that if you're going to buy one because I get a few pennies. In the box we get a wristband and we get the charging cable and some instructions, but the instructions are entirely in Chinese, so not massively useful for you. Having said that, you don't particularly need the instructions. It's not that complicated a device. It's a little sort of pellet looking thing if you've not seen it before. I was tapping it because the old one used to tap to make it wake, but this one, the little disc at the bottom there, is actually a capacitive button. It's not doing anything at the moment because it's come flat as a pancake. That's the heart rate sensor on the back. And this is the regular sort of USB charging cable. Slide the pellet in and you would plug it in and that's how it charges. Just to show you the difference between the original Mi Band. The new one, the Mi Band 2, is slightly bigger. Not sure how visible that is on the camera there, but it is. So I was a bit worried it might not fit into. I prefer to have it clipped onto my sort of trousers or my pocket or something rather than around my wrist, because I have I've got a smartwatch already. I don't really need another device strapped to my wrist, and actually it fits quite well in there. You could almost argue it fits a bit better than the original because the original was almost a little bit too small for it. But they are. I mean, this shows how much smaller the original is. It's got no chance of fitting in the charging connector. So it's a nice looking device. It looks pretty premium. Feels good. Let's plug it in, get it charged up, and see how it works really. So I've been using it now for a few days. It's not massively different to the original really. I do like that it's got a screen on it and you can check how many. Look, I've done a whole 67 this morning. So it's how accurate is it, I suppose, is the big question. I think it's pretty accurate based on, because you never quite tell. You're never going to do exactly the same amount of steps each day, are you? So you look at the end of the day and you think, oh, it says I did 4,000 today. You don't know if that's right or not. It seems quite accurate based on what I've learnt from the original one, in that a busy day I only do 6,000 to 8,000, and on a quieter day maybe 4,000, and it seems to be doing similar kind of numbers on this. So for the first day I used it in the wrist mount. I don't like having another thing strapped to my wrist, but it's not too bad. I did use it on the first hole, which actually is in itself, because I've got quite big wrists, so it's quite good that it did fit. And actually you could use it as a watch. It is quite nice if that's, if you didn't have a smartwatch, because it's sensitive that when you turn your wrist it lights up, and then you can scroll through the different views by flicking the wrist, and you can get as far as heart rate sensor. And it only takes 5 or 6 seconds to tell you what your heart rate is. So I think that's quite nice if that's something you'd be interested in. That's pretty useful. What we will do is have a quick look at the app if you haven't seen it before. So anytime you open the app, it should say syncing data. It does. There you go. That didn't take too long actually. With my old one, it used to take, I don't know, sort of 10-15 seconds. I guess there's more and more data stored on the actual pellet itself perhaps. I like that it tracks your sleep, although I actually woke up at about 6:15, but I didn't sync it until 7:15, so it thinks I've slept even longer than I did. I'm not quite sure why it's still, there we go. It does keep the heart rate information, so one day I was checking my heart rate quite a lot. 54, almost dead. So it keeps all of that for you, which quite handy. What I didn't do, and I probably should have, is I should have wore the wrist strap to the gym, so you can keep track while you're, there you go, you can see it flicking through the different things, so I can keep track of my heart rate while I'm training. That'll actually be quite useful. The app does this now then, so see how sometimes it kind of stops. There's more stuff down there, I'm fairly sure. Oh, last streak 2 days, so I'm not doing very well keeping up with my streaks. I want to be able to see. No, I don't know why it's kind of gets. There we go. So yesterday almost 4,000 steps. The day before 3,000. I was off. Was that the weekend? I was off the weekend, so didn't do a lot of steps. The Friday before that, and you can see quite a lot of detail. on when I was doing these steps. So look at that. I started my bridge cover at 15 past 10 and finished at 15 past 12, and that's where I did all my walking that day. So it's quite good that you can see this sort of how accurate. I think I was late that night. So that's quite handy. You can see the details. It will sync with Google Fit. So I've got it connected up so that it passes information. And let's very quickly look in Google Fit. So again, we'd looked at the Friday. That was the day that I did the more steps. And yesterday I went to the gym. I forget how I actually get into. So you can see there it's being passed from Me Fit. Look, these different walking bits, and it passes the sleep over as well. You see that? So I quite like that. You can get alerts. So mine does vibrate if I have a phone call after 3 seconds, I think it is. But I turn most of the other alerts off. You can get all these different options for vibrations and alert. Again, if it was your only watch sort of thing, then that'd be quite handy. Behavior tagging, I've not really. So you can say, right, I'm in the bath and start. I'm brushing my teeth. Start, and it will record it. Maybe that's handy for you. If we then go over to my profile, it tells me my average steps. Look at the total miles I've walked with my Mi Band. I set my goal at 6,000 steps. Look, activity alerts. Turn on activity alerts. Remind me when to browse my activity stats. Yeah, we're not worried about that. Settings. Show status and notification shade. You can change the units, obviously. Check for updates, all fairly normal. Now, where's that? There it is, sorry. Mi Band 2. So it tells me I've got 85% of battery. It says 27 days since last charge. It isn't. It is more like 3 or 4. So I don't know if I'm thinking on this rate, you've got to think I'm going to last sort of 2 to 3 weeks, which to me is fine. Plug it into charge up in a few hours again on some of your downtime, and off you go. So here we've got some of the options for the Mi Band 2. Lift wrist to view info, rotate wrist to switch info, like I'd explained before. Heart rate sleep assistant. I've not actually tried that because I don't really want to wear the wristband while I'm sleeping. I think that would quite annoy me, if I'm honest. Display settings. So here we get to choose what the different things are that you flick through. It's a shame I can't turn off time. When it's clipped on my belt or in my pocket, I'm not actually interested in time. If I lift it up, I'd rather just show me straight away the steps. I've got a watch for the time. You can have it so you can put in all these different things. And again, it's not going to be particularly interesting when, let's use the button, shall we? Oh, have I not? There we go. Okay. So hopefully that sends that. There we go, look. 0.3 mile, 3 whole calories. Oh, and the battery. Battery's useful to have there. And again, heart rate will only be there if I'm having it on my wrist. There's no point otherwise. I don't particularly want. I suppose I'll have them on actually. Why not? It's a bit different. Yeah, so that's pretty much it really. I think it's quite a neat little pedometer for only, well, £25-30. It's got a nice, clear, bright display. The little button's very responsive. Yeah. Seems like a natty little thing. Again, I couldn't tell you exactly how accurate the heart rate monitor is, but I generally have quite a low heart rate at around 60, so it seems to be reasonable. And there are quite a lot of accessories. There's not so many out for the Mi Band 2, so I was trying to find a version of this, because this is specifically for the first Mi Band. I was trying to find one that was specific for the 2. It's not there just yet, but you can get some nicer looking straps, kind of a bamboo wrist strap and stuff like that. So if you wanted, there are options there to accessorize it. So there you go. That's the Mi Band 2 from Xiaomi. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.